Alright, that was pretty easy. Let's move on to compound assignment operators. So, as you can see, these expressions, writing these expressions, can get tedious at times because we'll be using them a lot in programming because you want to change the values of variables. Quite often you want to express variables in a more shorthand notation, so it's easier for us to write. So a way to do that is, if we look at A is 7 and B is 2 again, we can use this shorthand notation, and what these are compound assignment operators. So this can seem confusing, but all this is the same thing as what we saw last time, which is A equals A plus B. So whenever you see anything, any operator that we discussed earlier, so plus, minus, the multiplication star, division, and then modulus, and then you see that followed by an equal sign, right? If you see them together like that, that means that you take the value on the left-hand side and then you basically expand it to this form, and then this operator is determined by whatever's here. So in this case, it's A equals A plus B. All right. Now the next line is a bit different. Next line says A plus plus. Now this is a very special case. Whenever you see a variable and it says A plus plus, or let's just say even A minus minus, what this basically means is we want to increment A by 1. This is an increment operator. And this is the same thing as A equals A plus 1. So instead of writing this whole thing out each time, programmers just like to write A plus plus. Let's say you want to do a counter each time a button is pressed. You wouldn't want to write A equals A plus 1 each time. You just want to write A equals A plus 1. Another way to write this, so there's actually 3 ways to write this. Another way to write this, you could just simply go ahead, simply go ahead and write A plus equals 1. Going off of the first statement we looked at, it's the same thing because you're just adding 1 to the value of A, right? So A plus plus, A equals A plus 1, and A plus equals 1 are all the same thing. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This may be a little more confusing, but it's the same idea. As I said earlier, anything whenever you see an operator, and then you see the assignment operator, which is the equal sign, you basically want to expand this out to A equals A divided by B, because you have the division sign here. So let's actually do this. I wasn't doing them for the first two because they're kind of easy, but so A equals A divided by B. Knowing that A is 7, A equals 7 divided by, and then we have B is equal to 2, right? And then we see that this is an integer, so the output of an integer division would just yield 3. So A is equal to 3. So the answer to A divided sign equals B yields, this actually yields 3. Alright, let's go on to the last statement. And this is the same idea as number 2 here. And what it is B minus minus. So what did B minus minus be? Looking at the value of B. Well, if A plus plus was the increment operator, this would be the decrement operator. And it's the same thing, just B equals B minus 1. Or B minus equals 1. Both are the same thing. So let's do that. What is B equals, and then we see the value B is 2. So B equals 2 minus 1. And then B equals 1. Right? That's basically all it is.